Hours away, Big Perk, from tip-off of Game 1. How important, Zach Lowe, is it to win Game 1? Well, you might ask that question, and historically, 70% of Finals Game 1 winners, they've gone on to win the entire series. However, the last two Game 1 winners, the 2021 Suns, the 2022 Celtics, they did that and did not quite finish off the deal. So we're going to save our series picks for a little bit later in the show. But I do want to talk about Game 1 right now because Miami, they've taken Game 1 on the road in every single series this postseason. So I'm going to start in L.A. with Perk. Give me your biggest key and then also who's going to win this Game 1, my friend.
Well, my biggest key is their exposure to the coaching matchup between him and Mike Malone. But when you talk about when a person or a team show you who they are, you better believe them. The Milwaukee Bucks, the best player in the league, and Giannis Antetokounmpo, the best record in the league. What happened in Game 1 in that series? A smackdown. The Heat made them fold like a fresh set of clean sheets, hanging 130. You go to the next round. Oh, the Garden is just a tough place to play in. It's hard. It's hostile. What the Heat do? They go in there in a dog fight and make them fold like lawn chairs. And then you get to the Eastern Conference. All of a sudden, they playing the Boston Celtics. The Celtics are a heavy favorite. The Heat go in there, and what happened, Richard? What you own? A yoga studio? They rolled them up like a yoga mat. Now we get here, and all of a sudden, the Denver Nuggets, oh, they're the heavy favorite. The altitude, well, we heard Coach Eric Spoelstra talk about we'll meet you wherever and play you wherever. While other teams are taking the Game 1s as fill-out games, the Miami Heat are approaching Game 1s like it's their Game 7, and that's why I'm picking the Miami Heat tonight to win Game 1 in Denver.
Okay. All right, so Miami, Big Perk is picking, is going to continue their Game 1 dominance. Zach, you have a piece up on ESPN.com right now that sort of breaks down this entire series. What is your key to Denver's side, and who do you have winning this?
First of all, how many items is Perk folding every day? Does he have a whole list of things that he folds? To me, I keep coming back to Jokic, and what is the Heat's plan for Jokic? And when they post him up, do they have any plan that's not double team and open up the shooting? Because he's just been too big and strong for Bam Adebayo in the post. Just overpowering. He's just bigger and stronger, and you can't let him get to this. Is just money in the bank for him with his pivots and his fakes and his hooks. And they're not as well equipped as the Lakers were to put somebody else on Jokic like Rui Hachimura was and had Anthony Davis on Aaron Gordon. They don't really have the personnel to do that. So I just keep coming back to the simple thing of who and how do they guard Jokic? Eric Spoelstra is a million times smarter than I am. He's going to come up with something. I just don't know what it is because I haven't been able to figure it out. So I'm going Nuggets and the Heat's Game 1 winning streak in Denver, but nobody folds any clothes or yoga mats or anything like that.
No yoga mats, nothing that we're folding. Okay, but what is Miami going to need to do in order to make this an interesting game?
Well, I think, first of all, it's gonna have to be a lot of points on offense because the Nuggets offense, you're just not going to slow them down very much. So Miami's going to have to score a lot. And I just don't think they're going to hit that number, whatever it is, just with Jimmy Butler playing bully ball, just with stagnant offense. I think they're going to have to involve everybody all the time and get the Nuggets moving, particularly Jokic, back and forth. So here comes Jimmy Butler, and Bam, I got to be back. Now I got to be up because there's a shooter coming around the screen. Suddenly things open up for Bam. He misses this shot, but he's got Jimmy underneath there for a little dump pass. He'll make that more often than not. And I think that's the kind of using every inch of the court, every weapon they have. If Jimmy's doing something on one side of the floor, your shooters have to be doing something on the other. So Nikola has to go in the paint and out and back. That's hard for him, and that's the only way they're going to get enough points to win this series.
Richard Jefferson, are we folding any blankets? Who do you got in this game tonight? What's your key to this?
This one is tough because I think the long layoff, and look, the Miami Heat have come through a lot, right? Obviously, their entire run that they've been on this entire postseason, but I think Denver's going to win this game, and this one's going to be a tough one. I think this one's going to be a very close. Think about Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. I think they win a tight one because I think they're a little rusty. I've had a 9-day layoff before the NBA Finals, and look, that first game, all of a sudden things start moving fast. You have a team coming off of Game 7 that's been in very intense situations for 2 months. I don't think Denver has been tried as much as Miami is. So we're going to find out a lot about the Miami Heat and Denver Nuggets, but I think the Denver Nuggets win a very close one.
Okay, you think the Denver Nuggets win. I was kind of on the fence. I was going back and forth in this, but Richard, I know you saw a little bit more in this matchup.
Oh, yeah, I saw a little bit more in this matchup. And let me just say this, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to give you a little bit of a tease, a little bit of a toast. I see that there's going to be a lot of, let's say, what's the way? Just a little bit of drama. A little bit of drama. So you see this. This happened last year, right? I was on Jokic's side. You don't hit somebody like that, especially an MVP. There should have been somebody defending him. But Jokic, because everyone thinks that he's a little bit, they can try and get into him, he wasn't having it. And this was the drama. Look at Butler, everybody, and then there was even more. And listen, I want to show you guys what Jimmy Butler had to say about it.
I think there's a lot of, stuff about the whole situation that people don't understand, and I'll let that stay back there. But I don't think it has too much to do with anything. It's a thing of the past, high level competition. But I will say I wasn't talking to Jokic. That wasn't my beef, so make sure you write that. And the individual who I was talking to definitely know who I was talking to.
Oh, and there's the fit. Look at that picture. Now, this understand. So people are like, oh, Denver, Miami. Oh, no, there's some drama here, right? Understand this. Morris had to miss a tremendous amount of time. Jokic got suspended, I believe, 1 game. So there's some drama here. Look for this start to pop up. And look, that wasn't the only drama involving the Miami Heat and the Denver Nuggets. But Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry was on a little bit of a different situation right here. So Kyle Lowry fouls Aaron Gordon. Both like different teams, different times, but there was some energy there. And then look, Aaron Gordon, because big men that like to jump, they don't like getting taken out of the air. And then look, Kyle Lowry's like, hey, you know what my room number is? You think him and Jimmy are close for no reason? That's what he said. My room number is 432. We all in the bubble. We can't go nowhere. We not here for these Twitter fingers, you know what I'm saying? Like, if you got an issue, 432, come knock on my door. So if you guys think that all of that stuff, maybe not in game 1, maybe not in game 2, but eventually that stuff starts to pop up and guys start to remember these things, you're going to see that action very, very quickly.
Well, I can tell you this, Richard. I chatted with Aaron Gordon a little bit before he came on our show yesterday, and I can tell you he has not forgotten about that back and forth. It started raining in Denver behind us now, and I was going back and forth, you guys, on who to pick for this game. I really was, because I don't want to bet against Miami. Jimmy Butler has proven that he should not be bet against. But then when I pulled up to the arena this morning, I saw Nikola Jokic walking in for their shoot-around, for their walkthrough, for his treatment, I assume. He pulled up in his Rolls Royce. He's wearing slides, he's wearing a white tank top, and he is wearing not name brand shorts. This dude doesn't care about anything except for this game, this focus, getting it, winning it. They have been 8-0 at home this postseason. I don't think that is going to be broken tonight, Rich.
Well, Malika, you know that's normal shoot-around attire for everybody, right? So I wouldn't dive too much in that.
No.
But that's normal shoot-around attire, okay? I'm just saying. You might want to go with the Heat.
I mean, I was at least expecting full sweatpants. I was at least expecting, so I was not expecting the, rolled out in the back. I was not expecting.
You know what I was expecting?
What were you expecting?
You to skydive with the Larry O'Brien trophy. I'm disappointed, and I don't know if you're a good enough driver to be trusted with the Larry O'Brien trophy. I've never been in a car with you.
I didn't scratch it. I promise I didn't scratch it. Next time,
I'm gonna look at
next time, Zach, we're going skydiving. Coming up here on NBA Today, let's talk a little bit about Jimmy Butler. I sat down with him, and you can take away the All-Stars, you can take away the all-defensive teams, the MVPs, everything. He just wants one thing. We have an extended version of our exclusive conversation with him coming up next. Plus, Adrian Wojnarowski, he joins us with the latest on Tyler Herro's status. Might we see him this series? And the Celtics